So in this video, we are going to be looking at arcs and sectors questions where I can use a calculator. So I've got 4 questions to go through total. So let's jump straight to it. So first thing, before I even look at my question, I can see I've got a sector there and I'm just going to write out my formula. So I've got x degrees over 360 equals the arc length over our circumference of pi d over the area of the sector all over the area of the circle. And in fact, in future, I will just be shorthanding those longer bits as length over pi d equals the area over pi r squared. So to start off with, I'm going to look here. So the thing I'm trying to calculate is my arc length. So I'm definitely going to need my arc length fraction. And then down here with the 4, I've got my radius, and that means I can definitely work out my diameter. And then I'm given my degrees and the angles, so I have that x. So the only fraction that I don't have any of the information I need is this a1, so I'm going to cross it out. Next thing I'm going to do is substitute all the information I do know. So I know x is 150. I don't know the length because that's what I'm working out. And then my radius is 4 centimeters, so that means my diameter is going to be 8. And how we rearrange this is first I circle the L because L is the thing I want. I multiply across the diagonal. And then I divide by whatever is left on the bottom. And then grabbing my calculator, I'm going to put that in. So I've got 150 times pi times 8 over 360. And then that comes out as 10.47. And that's the 2 decimal places. Okay, so let's look at another one then. So again, I'm going to write out my formula before I even look at the question. So I've got x over 360 equals the length over pi d equals the area over pi r squared. So it's asking me here to calculate the area of the minor sector. So I need the A. Down here with that 3 centimeters, I've got my radius. Now, one key thing to make sure you do pay attention is if it does use this term minor sector. So remember, your smaller one of your sectors is your minor one, and the larger one is your major. So that means it's actually asking me to calculate the area of this sector here. But I only have the angle for my major sector. So all I need to do to find out this angle here is I know there's 360 degrees in a full circle, and so I take away 100 and 216 from it, which is going to give me 144 degrees. So I now have the angle that I need for the sector I want, so I'll give that a tick. And I'm not using that length, so I'm just going to cross it out. So substituting the information I do know, got my angle of 144 over 360 equals whatever the area is going to be over pi times, and my radius is 3. So again, I circle the thing I want, which is A. I multiply across the diagonal. And then I divide by the last thing on the bottom here. And grabbing my calculator, I'm just going to plug that all in. So I've got 144 times pi, hit completely the wrong button there. 144 times pi times 3 squared over 360, which gives me an answer of 11.31, and that's to 2 decimal places. Okay, so next one then. This time it's asking me to calculate the angle PQR, so I'm going to write out my little formula. So I've got pi over 360 equals the length over pi r squared, not pi r squared, pi d over the area, or equals area over pi r squared. So looking around, so the thing I'm wanting to calculate is this angle here, PQR. So I'm trying to figure out what this is. So that is what I don't know. So I'm going to give that a little tick there, because I do have to use that fraction. Then I've got my radius down here, so that means I can work out my diameter or my radius there. And then I'm given the area, so I'm going to give that area a little tick. So the thing I don't have is that length, so I'm not going to use that fraction there. So now I'm going to substitute the things I do know. So x over 360, I know the area is 2.63 over pi times 2.5 squared. So again, x is the thing I want. I multiply across the diagonal. And then I divide by whatever is left on the bottom here. And then I can just happily put that all into my calculator. To give me an answer of 48.22 degrees. And again, that is to 2 decimal places. Okay, last example then. So this one, a bit more wordy. So below is a sector of a circle with an arc length of 89 centimeters. So we are told that the arc length is 89 centimeters. So all round here, that is 89 centimeters and a radius of 20 centimeters. And it's asking us to calculate the area of the sector. So writing out my formula, I've got x over 360 equals the length over pi d equals the area over pi r squared. So I've got this length here, and I've got the radius. That means I can calculate the diameter as well as the radius. And the thing it's asking me to work out is the area. So I'm not using that first fraction this time. So my length is 89. And then my diameter is going to be 40. Don't know my area. My radius is 20. So once again, A is the thing I want. I multiply across the diagonal. And I divide it by everything that is left on the bottom there. And then putting it into my calculator. So I've got 89 times pi times 20 squared over pi times 40. And that's going to give me an answer of, that's worked out quite nice, 890. And because it's area, that's going to be centimetres squared. Let me know if there are any issues, and good luck with the work.